We did not get past the first item on the agenda, which is a date for elections. As you know, I suggested a date before the 30th of April, before the list expires. The president indicated that he's prepared to discuss a date, but that GCOM will have to be ready. So I said to him clearly, you're the president of Guyana. You have a duty to uphold the Constitution of Guyana. GCOM is a creature of the Constitution. GCOM cannot override the Constitution, and therefore, unless we have a discussion on the date, I'm not prepared to move forward on any other issue on the agenda. So we did not get past the first issue on the agenda. The president said, why not meet GCOM jointly? And I said to him, no, we have absolutely no interest in meeting GCOM jointly, that he should meet GCOM himself because he has the duty as president to call elections. And then we are not accepting them going to house-to-house registration, because house-to-house registration would delay the elections for at least 8 months, and we're not interested in that at all. I made it clear that we can have safeguards, if necessary, to ensure credible elections working together. We can hire, the state can pay for 3 polling agents from both parties to sit in every polling place to ensure only people who are eligible to vote, vote, so that you don't have to worry about the quality of the list or padding, etc. But it is not GCOM. GCOM cannot override the Constitution. What if GCOM is not ready for 2 years, I asked him. Then does that mean that we never have elections in Guyana again, if GCOM is never ready?
How did the meeting end, first of all?
So the president said that he will now meet with the whole commission and he wants to meet back. And I said, yes, we can meet back, but only on an election date. And it cannot be a date far into the future. I made a proposal already. I believe it's a credible proposal to have elections before the 30th of April. I said, at this point in time, we are not going to extend the life of the government unless there is an agreement to a date that is credible and close to the constitutional requirement.
Did he say when, how soon he would undertake to meet with GCOM?
He did not say that, but the time is ticking. So after March 21st, the government becomes unconstitutional. I made that quite clear to him. So the ball is in his court. It becomes redundant, not necessarily if we pass March 21st, because there is no agreement to extend the life of the government at this time, unless the president sets an election date, and that is a credible date for us. There will be absolutely none. And so the other issues on the agenda, we didn't even get to them.
What are the options available to you now?
The president tried to get me to engage in all kinds of reports from Amna Ali and Basil Williams. I said, I don't want to hear anything about any of those things, because they were trying to suck me back into a long, drawn-out talk about useless things. I said to him, the key thing is you're the president. You have a responsibility, and not us. You have to set the date for the elections, and therefore you tell us when, and in exchange for that, we might be prepared to go.
Given the amount of the ticking of the time, let's say the president say, okay, well, maybe you could try May. Are you willing to...
No. I'm not willing to speculate on a date. I've outlined a date already in my proposal before the current list expires. I believe the date that is before the end of April. We believe that gives adequate time to complete all the tasks with the help of the government and the opposition. GCOM can have all the tasks completed that would allow them to have credible elections without disenfranchising our people.
I asked you about options available to you now. You had spoken about sanctions, and are you likely to pursue?
Well, I mentioned to the president that he himself advocated sanctions on Guyana in the period after the prorogation of Parliament and before elections in 2015. And I said, we'll do the same thing. We will advocate for sanctions. We will take the president's speech and play it to the international community, and we say, this is what he wanted then. And so the same thing will happen now.
So at this point, you're waiting on the president.
I'm not, the time is ticking. The ball is in his court. He is the one who is leading this country into a constitutional crisis. I made it clear. I came here to engage today on that basis, on one issue. And that's why when he wanted to discuss the other matters, I said, no, I have to have one issue clear. When is the day for elections? That's it, and we didn't get past that issue.
When is the last day you're willing to meet with the president?
Well, I don't want to speculate on that, but that is the key issue.
Would you say the talks broke down? Is that a fair description?
We did not get past the first issue.
They got nowhere.
We got that's your conclusion, but
But what are your thoughts generally about the meeting? And
oh, it's a sunny day outside of the office of the president. That's my thought. I think
Has your nominated commissioners given your report as what has taken place to the commission? The commission seemed bent on moving ahead with house-to-house registration.
I made it clear to the president that the three commissioners are taking instructions from Congress Place. I said to him, you have a duty as president, but also as leader of the party to move part that your party has been threatening war. They've been picketing, they're putting pressure on GCOM, and the three commissioners that are political commissioners representing the government have been the one who've been delaying the elections. I made that clear too to the president. They are the ones, by carrying a party line. Amnali tried to intervene and say, oh, the list, we complained about the list before. Pure nonsense. I didn't tolerate it. I didn't want to listen to her.
Are the opposition nominated commissioners kind of party line too?
Yes, that's what I said to the president, that they are political commissioners that we have there. The model was set up in this way. So when he said to me, oh, GCOM is an independent body, we can't tell the commissioners what to do, is it coincidental that just the three commissioners who had glowing things to say about the current list and about the credibility of local government elections, and the same list is still valid, and suddenly they have concerns about it? They're acting on the basis of instructions from Congress Place. The moment Congress Place said house to house, and the house to house is not to clean no list. Let's don't delude ourselves. The house to house is to delay the elections. That is what they want to do.
If not April 30th, what other possible date would you
Or is that your starting point?
I have named a date, a period up to April 30th. I'm sticking with that. I said in 50 days, it could be done. That you need 32 days for nomination and the rest of the time to notify the party before nomination day. And every activity could be done simultaneously. I said to the president, we can waive the tender board procedures for procurement of stuff like material, because they do it every day to steal in the government. Massive amounts of that are their waive tender board procedure. Two, that when the chairman, the chief elections officer said, we need a long period for training because we are training teachers and they're busy every afternoon, so we can only train on weekends. Are you putting the availability of teachers above the Constitution? We can easily give the teachers a week off and train them intensively if they're part of the machinery. We have 12,000 people who are already trained as polling day clerks. Thirdly, we can print the ballot in 50 days. These are all the steps needed. The training, the procurement of the material, the printing of the ballot, and nomination day, and adequate time. All within 50 days can be done. And then the parties can say, further to this, we are going to provide the money to now to enhance polling day or polling station security to ensure that only people who can vote or were eligible to vote and vote. And they can do in that same 50 days a period of claims and objections. So people can still go and get registered and to refresh the list.
Aren't you worried though that if you use your model, that you might be opening the door to claims that if the PP wins, that the elections were not free and fair.
They think there have always been these claims in the past. That's why I'm suggesting the safeguards that we put in place too. That we put in place safeguards that could easily be done.
What, such as?
The ones I just mentioned about.
More than one people are appointed.
Yeah, that is where they're claiming that that if the list is padded, that means that fraudulent people are on the list. So for them to to vote, if you have two persons from both sides sitting there, not just two, but four paid for by the state, the persons would never be able to vote. There are lots of things that could be done. This is all not rocket science. What is happening over there is that they're working in the commissioners with Congress, please, to delay the elections. Because this government doesn't want to go to elections. They've seen the writing on the wall. They've done their polls. They're losing badly. They're hoping that this delay, they can spend up more money, steal a bit more, and go back on the ground and make a new set of promises, and it will change their electoral fortune. It will not.
By your own expectation, when you think that the president should summon you?
I'm not being summoned.
We'll ask you to
Invite me for a meeting. I'm not subjecting myself to be summoned. And I don't know. The ball is in his court. Thank you.